We are back with another review. Today we are doing another throwdown between Juicy J and High Hemp wraps. So without further ado, let's hop right into this review. We got Grape Ape High Hemp wraps. We got Grapes Gone Wild Juicy J hemp wraps. Let me tell you, this was probably my favorite of the throwdown series because grape is definitely by far, I'd say, probably the best real low flavor. Period. Feel free to argue in the comments below. Let me know what you think. But we got Grape Ape, Grapes Gone Wild. Wow. Let's start off with the Juicy Hemp Wraps. Now, this was something that was interesting because in the first video that we did on Monday, we reviewed the natural, regular hemp, natural, normal hemp brand flavor. But in that review, we had done the Juicy, what is it called? Here it is, the Emergency Bypass. I just noticed it and I was like, huh, that's interesting. But check it out. When I went to go actually roll these Grapes Gone Wild ones earlier, these two like I don't know what you'd call it, like the two pieces of plastic, it's just not separate. So when I tore this originally, because the top of this is gone, it has you can see there was a little notch there. That part's gone, but it wouldn't actually split. So now I could actually see the next reason. So basically, it looks like this emergency bypass is actually just a workaround. Because the top part on this might just be faulty, that whatever they're using. So that's very interesting that didn't tear like that. And I had to use the bypass, so that was kind of interesting that we talked about it and we actually got to use it. And oh, there we go. There's our little straw, very thin. It got smaller. This one's smaller than the first one. So basically what we got so far is the first pack had a regular size straw. Second pack had no straw. The Strawberry Fields, and then the third one, the Grapes Gone Wild, this one has like a super thin straw. So I don't even know where you get a super thin straw like this at. I don't know, like it's almost like they're making these straws just specifically for these. Just get rid of the straw and make it out of paper. Anyway, so we got our dark paper. This one's dark, just like the Strawberry Fields one was, not like the natural. The natural was actually the lightest one so far. But you can see the nice dark paper there. It's definitely a double. It's definitely a double one, just like the other one. The other ones that we reviewed. Here we go. Oh, look at that. There's the double paper. You know what I'm saying? Like, why do this? Why do this? Why make us smoke two pieces of paper? I don't understand this. Right off the bat, I don't know. It's frustrating because usually Juicy J does like some of the best flavors that I've ever tried, but like when you got something like this, it's like, damn, like why make me smoke two oh, okay, so it's not one paper like we talked about in the last video. I thought it might have been one paper. It's actually two papers, one different size, one longer than the other, I guess you could say. But why make me smoke two papers? This is like doubly harsh. Why do this? But I guess if you're smooth enough with peeling it off like I just did, you got two rolling papers. So actually, since these were actually my favorite out of the Juicies so far, I might actually go smoke these individually and try those out. Or just join them together like that and roll just a super fatty. That might be cool. But anyway, we got two papers from one. That's pretty cool. So yeah, that's the Juicy J wrap right there. So we got the Grape Ape High Hemp wrap right here, which is pretty cool. It's got little apes on there. That's pretty neat. And I haven't had the issue with the, like I didn't have an issue where I needed to cut under the zipper yet on the High Hemp wraps. But, first time for everything. You never know. Anyway, we got the, look, that's got LSU theme on that colors there. You got filter tip right there. And then you got the nice thin wrap with the paper straw, which is pretty cool. Me personally, between the two of these, I guess let's talk about the flavor. Me personally, between two of these, I like the Grape Ape from the High Hemp wraps. Again, of course, maybe it's just me getting older, but the fruitier, more poppy flavors don't really, I don't know, they don't do it for me anymore. But something like the nice subtle Grape Ape High Hemp wrap, it was a little bit more doable. If I was to compare the flavors of these, the Grape Ape tasted more like grape soda, traditional grape soda. The Grapes Gone Wild had more of a Concordy, like candy flavor, I guess you could say. It was more like a candy grape versus a soda grape. I know they're very similar, but if you tried the Grapes Gone Wild, you'll know what I'm talking about. It had a little bit added, it had a little bit extra in there. It wasn't more of like a subtle grape flavor. So it had a little bit of pop. It gone wild. They went wild. That's what happened. The grapes, they went wild. But the Grape Ape were my favorite out of the two flavors. But let's just explain the differences between the two. Again, the Juicy J wraps are going to be the ones you're going to want to pick if you have something that's not as flavorful on the inside. So if you're smoking something that has no flavor at all, or maybe is a little bit stale, use the Juicy J wraps to help cover up that staleness, that not freshness. You can use the Grapes Gone Wild as a nice cover for those. The high hemp wraps, those are going to be something if you like a little bit more subtle, smooth flavor. That's going to be your choice in regards to between the two of these. Now, the fact that the Juicy J wrap is two papers stuck together, this is the first one I've been able to peel all the way off without it tearing. So the fact that it's two papers stuck together is a little weird. I mean, it would be nice to know why that they're doing this, why they're doing double paper. That's not the way it's supposed to be. It's not the way it's supposed to be at all. I don't know why you're making us smoke two pieces of hemp wrap. That's a waste. You're making us smoke more than we have to. I mean, you're using plastic liners, which the high hemp wrap isn't using. We haven't even talked about that. The plastic liners in the Juicy J wraps, high hemp wraps aren't doing that at all. And theirs aren't even drying out. Theirs aren't even drying out. This has been sitting out on the counter. It's getting there. It's still pliable. I mean, I can still roll it. I can still bend it. It's not going to crack on me. It doesn't need plastic liners. Why do we need plastic liners? Why do we need straws, Juicy J? We don't need that stuff. Why are you double rolling our paper? Why do we have two pieces of rolling paper stuck together for us to roll one? These are the questions that we need answered.